we didn't even discuss LeBron for MVP. We had Embiid, KD, and Jokic in some order as the top three. Since then, Jokic has dropped a 50-point game last night, almost a 50-point triple double, not even in overtime. He has probably put himself into top two conversation in MVP rankings right now, ahead of Embiid, even though his team is not winning nearly enough. So LeBron has strung together a few really good performances. He's been an unbelievable leader, obviously, on that team. He's far outplaying Anthony Davis, and the media has kind of taken up this LeBron for MVP campaign. Where do you stand on this? Is it a top two of LeBron and Jokic? Is LeBron the front runner right now? How do you see this?
I actually changed my mind and agreed with you from 2 weeks ago. I think Embiid
Hmm.
is the clear favorite because his team's just number one,
Yeah.
and it usually goes to a 1 or 2 seed. I think Jokic is having that Westbrook S season where you have the best stats, but your team's not good enough. And right now, it's just hard to differentiate between LeBron, Embiid, and Jokic. KD is kind of falling off because more
Yeah.
credits being dispersed to his other two teammates.
Yeah.
Uh, AD is playing not at a superstar level; he's playing at
Yeah.
an all-star level. So
Mm-hmm.
LeBron is getting that buzz that he deserves.
Yeah.
And those three are kind of just like they're just there. Like, you know what I mean? They're just like rotating 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nuggets need to go on a big win streak because they're 5.5 games back from the Jazz, the number one seed,
Yeah.
and they're 5 games back from the Lakers, who are a 2 seed.
Yeah.
LeBron's only half game back from the Jazz, and Embiid's number one. So we're talking about 1 and 2 seed superstars versus a 6 seed superstar. So it's going to be tough for Jokic
Yeah.
unless a huge win streak happens.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be Embiid versus LeBron. And as we said, Embiid just doesn't have the narrative. Like, yes, he's putting up amazing
Yeah.
numbers. You said he should have won that 2 weeks ago. Now, after 2 weeks of basketball, I agree with you. And he's putting up 29 points and 11 rebounds.
Yeah.
Crazy. He's dominating the paint. He's the best, like, presence for a team because, like, he just attracts so many doubles.
I agree. Embiid right now, he's the top seed in the East, putting up unreal numbers. The Embiid that we've always wanted to see. They beat the Lakers in their matchup. LeBron may have outplayed him, but still they beat the Lakers. I think it was by one. I just I've been thinking about what you said on that episode about how wins, like how much does seeding really mean this year, right? Like
Yeah.
there's so many weird results we see, that results that just don't make sense. Does does record even mean anything this year? Is it all just going to come down to stats and the most historic seasons being put together by these players? Because Jokic pretty close to averaging like a 26, 27 point triple double, something like that. I haven't double checked the stats in a couple of days, but he's dropping 50-point games. It's gotten to the point where it's every single night he's doing this. And it's the same with LeBron, but Jokic's stats are better than LeBron's. LeBron's team is doing a lot better than his. I don't know. I just think Jokic is putting together such a historic season. Almost every night we're seeing this. Like Jokic is the first to do this for a center since Bill Russell, since whoever, and it's. I think he's actually kind of maybe elevated himself in that conversation, even though his team has a worse record than by far a worse record than those other two guys.
Yeah. If Jokic actually gets the average of a triple double, like if
Yeah,
he actually achieves that, then I think the award will go to him. But he's clearly not numbers hunting as a
yeah,
Westbrook was.
yeah,
You know, the 3 years Westbrook did average. You
yeah,
could see Steven Adams not go for the board. Or you could see Westbrook dish off a layup for a dunk for Steven Adams. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
Jokic is not really doing that. He's kind of just like, hey, if I'm open for this layup, I'm taking the layup. Hey, like if Michael Porter Jr. or RJ Hampton has clearly got that board, I'm gonna push up a little bit
yeah.
to get like a lead pass going or the offense rolling. So like the way he plays, I can't see him actually getting the average of a triple double.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely gonna be close. He's gonna be close for the rest of his career probably, but I just can't see him averaging it. And because of that, I just see him as a lock for the third seed because I don't see this team going on a crazy win streak. I think they can get that fourth seed though.
Yeah.
They're only half a game back from the fourth seed, so they can be a fourth seed lock. And I just think that'll put them at the third spot. And then it's just going to be LeBron versus Embiid. And I think they're just
And
going to give it to LeBron because
yeah, we know who's gonna win that one.
he's one behind Michael Jordan. it's going to be a good story going in. Hey, he
Yeah.
tied Michael Jordan on MVPs.
Hmm.
Now it's time to tie Kobe and Magic on championships. Like, it's just gonna be a good narrative to push,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of excited to hear from it from the media. Stephen A. Skip Bayless hating on it
Hmm. Yeah.
and supporting Embiid. It's gonna be a lot of debates for it.
Yeah, it's interesting because usually LeBron's obviously always in the top three, usually in the top two, and usually it's like the Stephen A's are pushing for LeBron. Not even Stephen A. A lot of fans and media are pushing for LeBron MVP, but the actual writers who vote for him,
Yeah,
they're usually all Giannis, Harden, Westbrook, whatever. They're not usually for LeBron, but it feels a little different to me. Some of the people I've listened to that actually have votes, they're all saying LeBron is the top one right now. So it does feel a little different. LeBron feels like he's making that push himself for MVP. Anthony Davis not playing like an MVP candidate this year definitely helps him. And if it comes down to LeBron and Embiid, LeBron is going to take that every day. I think Jokic is far more of a fan favorite, far more of just a likable player and a
yeah,
more fun player to watch than Embiid. So if he actually is in there just because of his stats and if his record improves, maybe he takes it. But yeah, obviously we're only not even a third of the way through the season. We have to see how this plays out. Thanks for watching. Listen to the Stretch the Floor podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, and follow us on Instagram.